And there we are. Once again, welcome back to the world of Cairne. Excuse me. Yes, welcome back to lighthearted fun, sunshine, and rainbows as we partake once again in the gritty reboot of Hello Kitty Adventure Island.
Good evening, everyone. I mean, he got the sunshine part right.
Oh, yeah, so much sunshine. It's good to be back. It is good to be back. Good to see all your hero-forged faces sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice, very nice. And now it's showtime. Correct. Shall we start with a quick recap? Anybody? Anybody?
I'll take a shot at it. Let me summon up my memories.
All right.
We began last session in something of a dire situation. Our run-in with the Seraphic Abomination had deprived most of us of lots and lots of hit points. And as of a number of hit points, and more importantly, the vast majority of his int. Or as had been struck with a feeble mind while talking smack to a, divine instrument of creation.
As one does.
As one does, we've done it before.
Instrument of creation fails in its design.
Yes. Justified.
When they stop doing the thing they were created for, you're allowed to ridicule them a little bit.
Justified.
It's expected, even.
Slightly unwise, as it turns out.
Very true.
So we holed up back around the area that we entered, and we formed the hive mind. And we did not exactly a first for the campaign, but probably the most intricate yet. We began surgery. This was a joint psychic and physical effort from myself, Wilhelm, and Genesis primarily, with a musical assist coming from Saoirse. We managed to stitch the poor guy back together. He's a little messed up. I forget how many hit points you have left there as. It's not a great number.
It could be a better number.
Let me level with you. None of the numbers are looking great right now. But we got him back on his feet. We've done a little poking around the joint since I ran into an old friend. A dear old friend, the name of Jangle. A Ghinkgo mercenary, bedecked with weapons from the ancient days of the, what did we call him? The Zoo. The Zoo campaign, which was a sort of secondary antagonist run to the very earliest Stapleton investigations.
Small correction, the campaign was Shots Fired. And the Zoo was the nickname of the
crew.
Yeah, party.
Question.
What's that?
Does this group know them, though?
Hell
No.
no.
So when you said an old friend...
Of me, the player.
Out of
Out of character.
To be clear.
Yes.
An old friend of me, the player. None of us know anything about him, except listener sized him up and said, "Oh, you look very dangerous." He attempted to bargain some services. He was going to trade a sword. Probably a very powerful asset in this place for a ghost to have a real sword. In exchange for, a little mercenary work. But moving on from that, we began exploring the rest of the joint. Over here, where we're currently standing, we ran into some actual old friends that our characters recognized. We ran into the family of elves who were maintaining a blighted spirit tree in a bubble underneath the sea. They were very upset about everything. But so was Az, and Az pulled rank on them after we roughed them up a little. So they have left us alone. Az is now better informed about part of our earlier adventures. He is now doubly inclined to get his spirit tree problem sorted. And I think that about catches us up.
Yeah. Very good. Very, very good. So
we stand atop a pathway, waiting for our demise.
That's common. That's common. That's fine. So I do want to do a quick shout out to our sponsor, and then we will dive right in. I put a little time and effort into this one. Are you ready, kids?
Hit 'em.
I can't hear you. No, I'm just joking. I'm not going to do that to you. So, wizards, warriors, and wannabe heroes gather round, tired of rolling those flimsy dice that surrender to gravity. It's time to level up with Skull Splitter dice. The dice that know crits better than your gaming group knows pizza. That's right, forget those puny dice that crumble under pressure. Skull Splitter dice are so durable, even a gelatinous cube would be jealous. When you roll these dice, the dungeon shudders. Dragons cower and NPCs tremble, all while your fellow adventurers wonder if you're secretly an enchanted anvil in disguise. Whether you're a barbarian that likes to rage quit gravity, a rogue who's always rolling in the deep, or a bard who wants to serenade your dice before a critical moment, Skull Splitter dice are here to rock your tabletop adventures. Get ready to roll with attitude, style, and a hint of chaos, because when it comes to dice, it's go big or go gnome. Order your set of Skull Splitter dice today and declare yourself a true champion of the dice roll. Disclaimer, no gelatinous cubes were harmed in the making of these dice. Any resemblance to enchanted anvils is purely coincidental. Enjoy rolling responsibly, and remember, it's not cheating if your dice are naturally inclined to crit. Be sure to use code FEATHERFALL at checkout for a whopping 10% off. Thank you very much.
I swear I didn't load my dice. I'm just like that.
Dude, 10% off? That's like critting on like a 19.
Yeah,
Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
those haggle skills up. But yes, are we ready to dive back into the spirit realm?
Yeah, let's show them what's up.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, what are we doing?
Well, we've had a little poke around here, but we have not yet reached the extents of the space. What's visible off in this direction, towards our northeast?
So in that direction, through the misty fog that seems to kind of linger everywhere you look, and the strange, almost undulating quality of even the physical structures, you see what appears to have been maybe like a decimated field. It's where you could almost see like tufts of dead grass sticking up through the mist and fog. And in the distance you see the ruins of a house. And the longer you look, the more it kind of takes on a familiar quality, almost as if it's a small house by a drained lake. And in the distance you see the stump of what may have been a very large tree at one point.
Perhaps dead places come here also. Listener wanders up. He is entranced for a moment by the thought of the very land passing on.
It's an interesting concept, yes. I'm glad we added the emoji bubbles. That's hilarious. I love it.
Yeah, we seem to have had like a couple interface changes there.
Yeah. Makes all our jobs easier. So yeah, beyond the desolation of the location that you're looking at, it doesn't really seem to be very much there. It is literally like the foundational slab of a house. But as you suspect, and I'm sure your character probably would too, it does seem very, very much like a ruined kind of skeletal version of the place you found way down in Nether's Deep so long ago. Third eye peeled, I love it.
Yep, listener just wandering up this direction.
Okay.
He asks Wilhelm, do you think it was the land whose spirit arrived here? Or do you think the spirits of the elves brought it with them?
Well, I would the tree itself have been a living creature, perhaps? Would the spirits in the tree have been enough to carry the area around it over?
Come on.
Yes, Genesis?
Come on.
I think she's trying to wave everybody on.
If we get split up again, we're fucked.
Yeah, that would be super bad at this stage.
I'm sure it's fine.
A fair question. Certainly,
What
it had
kind of-
consumed many.
What kind of super big
Because
tree?
how far would the roots have traveled? Is the area just the equivalent to the roots?
Perhaps, but certainly it could not have left the bubble. It was quite impermeable.
So, as you're kind of approaching what you're approaching,
Yeah, this guy up here.
well,
What guy?
more than that, out here.
Oh, in the dark.
So, you're reaching this kind of area where the path just kind of crumbles off into nothing, almost as if it's collapsed at some point. And staring off into distance, where you're at right now, you feel, you listener even, you feel this intangible creeping cold settling into you, and it's like the first frost of winter for a plant. You know, that dreaded snap freeze that just kind of kills everything around you. And it's disquieting. It's almost as if there's a null in that direction. Like a null of sound, a null of space. But strangely enough, the longer you look into it with your mind, of course, for you, and anyone else as well who's looking with their eyes, the longer you look into it, it's almost like you're having these intrusive thoughts about just letting go and falling into it. There's a part of you that wants this, to just let go and fall into the void.
I stand and look for quite some time.
I turn around and look to where Az is. Hey. You're way over there, my guy.
Yeah, look at this awesome tree.
Oh my god. Hey, come here. Come here. Come here.
But we sure we fixed your head. That's hilarious.
We need to stay relatively close. Right? Like, so we don't die.
I
right?
think you should split up completely into groups of 1 and 2.
God says we should go into groups of 1 or 2.
We may need another surgery over here. I don't. What the fuck is God?
It's
So-
this voice that I hear sometimes.
We have a Deadpool. We have a
It wasn't-
Deadpool.
It wasn't me.
We broke him.
So, as far as the individual that you mentioned up here,
Yes.
it's a woman
Okay.
standing up on the ledge. You can see like just her hair and her her gowns, a long kind of gown, flowing around her. It's hard to make out her features. There's this warble in the reality kind of around her, which is not uncommon in this place. But she's standing up there on this ledge, just kind of casually drifting side to side, slightly, almost just swaying in the breeze and watching you.
I watch back for a moment and then reach out with my mind.
Okay. Give me an intelligence save.
Oh, I love those. I love to do those. Is it against an attempt to be mentally dominated?
No.
Okay, then I give you standard save. There you go.
Alright. So, while no actual damage occurs, you feel this kind of like pushback immediately. The moment your mental presence gets close, there's this pushback. And it's unlike anything you've ever touched on before. It's not powerful, it's not forceful, but it's present. And it's present in a way that, like, the force of being itself was enough to kind of make you withdraw. Physically, the form does not move. She continues to waver and sway and watch over you.
I wave at the figure on the cliff.
You see her head kind of very slowly tilt to one side, curiously, and continue to stare at you.
Back to the party. Be very careful. The one on the cliff there is, in some ways, a lot more here than we are, despite being dead. To me, this speaks of remarkable power.
You want me to seal it in your sight?
No. The scythe itself will be enough to manage.
You sure? I was thinking if we consolidate enough soul power into the one place, that surely that'll garner the attention of somebody who will want us gone. And maybe that person will be nice enough to just open a portal back to our home place because we're too much of a trouble.
Garnering the attention of someone that wants us gone doesn't necessarily mean that they will align themselves with our current course of action.
Well, they just have to want us not here.
Unfortunately, as...
And in barter, we can relinquish the pile of souls in the scythe back to whoever's attention to get.
That's assuming they'll barter and not just squish us like bugs, dude. Like,
what in my recent experience since I've since I've been out in the world with you guys, I've found that generally the best course of action is to just steal some arcana from someone, and then someone powerful shows up, and then we can work with them.
Like we worked with the what's his name, the unspeakable atrocity.
Again, firstly, this would be rude.
Generally, yes, that's how you get people's attention.
Secondly, the creature, the entity with whom you are thinking of and would like to barter, the first assumption would be the gods. They are gone. The second assumption is standing in a doorway up there waiting for us, and we have concluded the bargaining phase. And then the third would likely be the powers that came to our aid already, and who would not look kindly upon simply trapping spirits endlessly.
But if you trap enough spirits in one place, then maybe it's stronger than that thing.
As something of an expert on spirits, no. You would need very many.
So So
Okay.
as you're conversing, the entity up on the ledge begins to sing in old Shanakesian.
Oh.
Arfevama bamres lempes peo. Agapnas gragas trampenas dogas.
Can I turn off my ears?
La hamrakling agak on radrak. And she begins to just carry on with this song. Aside from Saoirse, does anyone speak Shanakesian?
Wilhelm, I think, does.
Not
I don't, and I would like to as soon as the singing begins. Turn off my ears, please.
Lamau.
I am dreadfully superstitious of anyone other than this one here with me, the lovely, singing in that language, because I don't know what it says and I don't know what it means, but I know it makes you feel stuff, and I don't really want to do that right now. I'm just gonna go ahead and,
Not a fan of feeling generally.
Well, she's going to go on and continue singing. She's just steadily singing, swaying back and forth in time with her own music. Her voice, you can literally see the energy and power kind of winding and winding around as it makes its way down and kind of filters around and visually like dances around you like little weaves of threads of energy. Not hurting you physically or anything, but just kind of encapsulating you. I'm going to send the translation to the two that do speak it, just to keep it interesting.
We love interest.
There's the one. And Wilhelm, right?
Yep, I speak it as well.
There you go. So she sings an entire... She's just steadily singing. So as you guys are reacting, she's steadily singing. If you want, I can... Here, I'll actually post the version of the native tongue here in the chat for you. So, steadily singing. Is anyone other than Genesis reacting?
Let me read through this translation real quick.
Okay.
Same with me.
It's really pretty, but I am quite scared. It's like...
It is actually like hauntingly beautiful in a really strange way.
Do I feel compelled to any action?
Not yet. She's still kind of getting through the song.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm assuming this was someone who had lost or died before they could be with a loved one.
Assuming. So the rest of you going to let her get through the song uninterrupted? I guess I should ask.
I will not attempt to fight her or stop her at the moment.
Okay. Anyone else?
Saoirse will continue to listen. She's wondering, like, what her song means, and she's holding up her violin at the moment, not playing anything, but, you know.
Okay. I know Genesis is all, no, la, 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 la.
I'm not listening.
Watching Sunshine and watching Listener to see what the vibes are.
As
Oh my
pokes
god.
himself in the eye.
And glancing back at this guy to make sure he's still there.
He's looking the other way completely.
God.
Cleaning his ear.
Whistling badly out of tune.
Poor Az.
You know what? I feel like Saoirse will actually begin to play the violin to be her instrumental accompaniment to her singing with a mood that matches the mood that she's putting out.
Good. Very good. Give me your ability check as a musician.
Hold on.
I have been sitting on this for a while.
Wilhelm's just being confused.
Oh, shit.
Look at
Big
that.
play.
That is a really good roll. So, you begin to play, and from the moment the bow touches the strings, she kind of lifts up, hovering over the ledge, moving once again even more gracefully in this weird kind of dance along with the music. Eyes lit up with this kind of cool green ghost fire as she locks on to you, Saoirse. And the wisps of sound and energy and song that have been kind of dancing around all of you begin to kind of centralize and converge into a tangled, spiraling weave around Saoirse as she plays. They begin to slightly glow blue.
Very interesting.
Consider me the health and safety board because I am watching everyone to make sure no one falls off a ledge.
This is very, very important. I assume this is a musician effect taking place, an obviously like musician effect to listener.
You'd assume.
Yeah. You know, being a spiritualist, I would hope that it would be obvious if some spiritual power was accumulating.
This is unique.
Yeah,
To-
that makes sense.
It does not stand out as anything you're familiar with in that sense.
Okay.
Everybody carrying on still through the song?
I'm just enjoying myself. Saoirse seems to
Nope.
have this.
I saw that. I saw that.
As trying to wander on.
I saw that.
He's still a little shell-shocked.
The wisps of blue energy begin to circle tighter and tighter around you, Saoirse.
Okay.
And as they do, they begin to kind of gently brush against you. You can feel them physically, and it's this elation, this feeling like it's almost like your father is back from the grave and gently caressing you with a loving touch. Your mother is there whispering in your ears that you're doing so well, encouraging you to play harder, play faster, more passionately, teaching you as she once did when you were just a small, small child. Then in your mind you begin to feel at ease, calm, serene, images of what once was, not only in your family home, but even further back, images of the stories they used to tell you about home begin to flood your mind. And you can't help but smile. Tears start streaming down your face uncontrollably as you're playing.
Nice. Saoirse continues to play in this reverie.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'm gonna-
prepare an action.
Okay.
Wilhelm, what did you want to do?
I am gonna offer as my arm and try to have him go with me.
Where are we?
We're headed this way.
What's over there?
Come on, come on.
We're not sure. We can use your help. But in this place, falling amongst yourselves, falling alone, is not a wise decision, it seems.
What? Where? What do you mean this place? Where are we?
Mind the ledge. Mind the ledge.
We're... spirit realm? I'm not actually sure where we are.
That's a fair answer.
Am I dead?
We have entered the battleground of the undead. Please watch your step.
Not that I know of. I don't think I failed you yet. I believe we're all still alive.
Then why are we in the underworld? That's where dead people go. Are you? I think we're dead. We're in the underworld.
I mean, it is. We jumped through a hole. It is possible it killed us. That is a question I have not thought of. All I know is we should probably stay together still at this moment. But you have brought up great point.
Let's have our existential crisis as a unit, please.
Everyone all at once form an orderly line and then feel existential dread.
Yep.
We need this on a t-shirt.
Right. So I do prepare an action.
Okay, what action are you preparing?
Spirits, even spirits that are relatively well-meaning, are often caught up in the tragedies or triumphs of their lives, and they can have a negative effect on the living, regardless of their intent. I would like to prepare a spiritualist action, in case I need to somehow isolate Saoirse from this woman on the cliff, who seems to be having quite an emotional moment with her.
Okay.
I will spend a reasonable number of points, whichever you judge to be necessary to achieve the effect of temporarily cutting Saoirse off from the spirit.
Are you cutting off spectral activity to her? Is that the
goal? Would probably not be sufficient, since this is obviously a magical effect beyond my kin. However, this is the spirit realm. The stuff of the realm is the stuff of spirits. I would like to, if I judge it necessary, if I feel like she is being harmed by this, to basically still the movement of the very membrane of the spirit realm around her. This would block sound, this would block light. I would simply freeze things in place.
Okay, so you're going to try and... when are you going to do this? Like, what's the trigger?
The trigger for this would be... the playing reaches a moment of effect on Saoirse that she seems to either not be in possession of her senses or on the verge of some drastic collapse or action.
Okay. Saoirse?
Yes.
All right, your eyes begin to flutter closed in ecstasy. You feel so at peace, more so than you've probably ever felt in your life. Like this is elation beyond compare. Give me one more performance roll, please.
Okay.
It's pretty big still.
It's still very big. All right. So Saoirse, you push harder as you're encouraged in your mind. You know, these memories and these voices in your mind of from your past, nothing tangible, you know, are pushing you to work harder, to try harder, to do better, to play more passionately, more eloquently, and your playing is matching it. Everyone around you that can hear you is just like, they can hear the passion, unlike anything you've ever played before. They're not even sure where this is coming from. And the entity is singing even louder and more passionately, moving and swaying. And as those glowing threads begin to coalesce around you, they suddenly speed up in a blink of an eye. And although Saoirse herself cannot see it, everyone around you is alerted as she begins to shimmer and glow blue all over. Almost as if there's a field of energy, blue energy, encapsulating her.
I have another.
As you look at Saoirse, she looks like she's falling asleep.
That's enough of a trigger, I think.
I have an unrelated question.
What's your question?
Is this shade of blue similar to the mushroom person at all?
Mushroom person?
You know, the individual that came out of the water and was like,
Oh,
hi.
no. No. I will say this, though. Since you're obviously searching your mind for correlation, Wilhelm, because you have a, what do they call it? It's an idolic memory? Eidetic memory. You have an idealistic memory.
He always remembers the best of people.
Yeah,
I do that as well.
So
he brains good.
I won't even make you really roll, but Genesis, if you want, give me just a base intelligence check. I want to see if you recognize this. As I'm going to get to your roll in a second.
I know how to do this. Intelligence check, not save, right?
Yeah.
Don't roll badly.
Yeah. It's just not coming to you.
Nah, yeah. After that 20, I knew it was gonna be shit. So yeah.
As real quick, what was your role in regards to?
I'm not really paying attention, but does like my arcane sense kind of get alerted to kind of like something going on over there?
There's power coursing between that spirit and Sorsha,
I can-
back
I
and
can
forth
kinda-
right now. That it's something
Is that-
you haven't felt as far as the level of power you have not felt since the old days.
I'm just
Oh,
gonna step to the side here. Not really much
it's
help.
something real.
I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
I can't even hear. So
Wilhelm, your idealistic memory kicks in, and it just triggers immediately. You are thrown back to the Bear Shelf Tavern when the somnambulist walked in.
Oh.
And you're looking at her falling asleep with that glowing blue nimbus around her. And it hits you. The woman on the ledge was the somnambulist.
Oh shit.
And Sorsha is starting to look very much like she did when she walked into the room.
Can I interest you in some spiritualism?
You did
Can
have your
I-
trigger. Let me let listener go just because he did say he had a trigger. But yeah, as Wilhelm, you and listener, if we need to, I'll even let you roll off to see who goes first. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to let's see what he's gonna do first.
So, as stated, this is concerning enough to me. I'm going to try to isolate Saoirse
Okay, with spectral energy.
with spectral energy by stilling the fabric of creation around her, me being a little more in control of the local fabric of creation than the one back in the real world.
Solid. It's a big order, a tall order, but not impossible.
Yes. How does 5 points sound? Is 5 enough?
Let's see.
All right.
Let's get your ability roll.
$29.
woo! Let's go.
Pretty solid. Pretty solid. So, unfortunately, even though you do raise a spectral glowing barrier around her, just completely encapsulating her protectively, she's still glowing blue within it. And around this moment, the spirit up on the ledge finishes her song and begins to drift away.
All right, Wilhelm can do his thing right now while I think.
Go ahead, Wilhelm. What you got?
First, I'm going to ask a clarifying question.
Okay.
You're saying Saoirse looks like the way the Somnambulist did right before it gave the prophecy?
Yeah, like standing up, fast asleep, surrounded by a glowing blue nimbus.
So it's got the same appearance.
Yeah. And you recognize the entity up on the ledge. That was the Somnambulist, or still is, I guess, technically.
Would like to get as close to possible as I can to Saoirse, leaving as for the second. I'll come back to him.
You know what? I got you. Swap.
Swap. Tag team. All right.
Yeah, I moved out of the way on purpose.
Yeah.
You got this.
As I'm doing this, give Genesis the thumbs up and the smile,
Okay.
and then I as best I can. If you're wearing the mask, I don't know how well you can see me, but there's a thumbs up at you.
Appreciate it if I can see it.
I'm sensing the presence of a thumbs up.
I feel the good vibes and I appreciate them.
Positive vibes. I pat you on the arm, but you may stab someone. Because touching is... You don't touch people out of the blue. That's just weird.
Alright, so what are you doing, Wilhelm?
I am trying to get listeners' attention so that I can kind of... Alright. Basically, quick rundown of what's going on. We need to... If it is true and she is actually about to give another prophecy, somehow, we could see it.
That is a concern. It did kill the last person we saw give a prophecy.
I don't. But all of those were, from my understanding, long past their life expectancies. And it was kind of, that was keeping them living. At least from my understanding, from what I've been told.
That feel when Saoirse can't even speak.
Out of character, if we circle back to the existential crisis question we were asking earlier, maybe we're beyond our life expectancy.
This is Cairne. Life expectancy is like -2 days.
We could all be dead already. Who knows?
Yes.
I'm still not sure. Can you connect us to her? See if she's open to a connection.
Join me. I shall try. And then I try.
And yeah.
Listener.
Yes.
You're reaching through your spectral shield, through the blue nimbus, and through Saoirse's outer defenses into her mind, right?
I can dismiss my shield.
Are you dismissing it?
It doesn't seem to have helped much, so yes.
Okay. Just so we're clear, just so the playing board is clear.
Yes.
All right, so the shield drops. This is going to be tough.
It will. I'm going to try something listener usually doesn't do.
What's that?
I will physically breach the blue nimbus by just reaching out and touching Saoirse.
Your hand.
This will give me a little bit better feedback about its nature.
Okay. What were you saying, Wilhelm? Sorry.
If there's another issue, if we start having trouble, I also have something I might try to put me on a more similar wavelength.
Okay. So, listener, you reach out and place your hand, trying to get physical contact.
Mm-hmm.
It stops at the nimbus, almost like it's a solid glass shield. Inside, you can see Saoirse beginning to just sink into deep slumber.
Right, so I've begun looping in the party at this point. I'm firing up the old thought stream.
Okay.
Obviously, this is not ideal.
What?
Yeah, she's...
She is going under. The magic of the somnambulists is divine.
Genesis is like looking over, taking off the mask, glancing back at Az. Come on! I gotta stay over here with you? I have to get closer. What's going on?
You can see through our eyes, so you know exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Things are happening. Stuff is going down. How can I help? What are we doing?
Well, we must either penetrate this aura or wake her through it. The sleep of the somnambulists seems a little too deep for easy travel.
Is this blue aura physical? It's a physical barrier. I've seen it be a physical barrier, right?
It's
at least that.
at least, yeah.
A quasi-physical barrier.
Multi-physical.
Okay, it blocks physical intrusion.
Yeah, no one has ever managed to breach one, according to history.
If no one has anything, I'm gonna try something.
I have a thing, but your thing is probably smarter.
I don't know about that.
I want to assist Wilhelm with my abilities, like, together with his. So I feel like the individual focus has not really worked out.
Yeah, so we're both in each other's minds right now. If we're forming plans, they'll be obvious to one another. So let's just say them aloud. Listener's idea is to turn his attention to the Watcher up on the cliff, the somnambulist, and attempt to compel her to assist.
Okay.
To undo this transfer of the prophecy.
Because we can do more than one plan at a time, too.
Yes. What is Wilhelm's plan?
Mine is to use the spirit-infused sleep I have to try to put myself into a similar spirit sleep and have you two try to connect us. If we're on the same, like a spirit sleep, almost like we're on the same dream lane.
Alright, that is really funny.
See things in places beyond physical senses, abilities, and even more extreme cases be able to cycle through chronological events unbounded by the limitations of perception and time. That's not exactly what I wanted to do, but it's kind of the vibe.
So, I will say this. Listener,
Yes.
your base communicative abilities, you can already tell as you've probed, I'm assuming, a little.
Yeah. I slapped out a big ol' int save and I bounced off that creature.
Yeah, you're not breaching that barrier with your abilities.
No, I can't do it alone.
Yeah,
And
well, you're psychic, but you're psychic to the point of being able to communicate psychically and maintain, like, the Cairne wide web.
yes.
But beyond that, you're gonna need, if you want psychic interference to try and pass through that breach to get into Saoirse's mind, you're gonna need Genesis.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm right here. Let's go.
Come on up.
You guys aren't
Az
gonna
can
be able to
handle himself.
break through that. It's divine.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you want to stay back there, I mean, I can't.
Gather round, everyone. Gather round.
All right.
Also, Az might be able to siphon the energy off.
I can help. I'm much better at dealing with divine energy than she is.
Yeah, okay, so
I'm like trained in it.
All right,
whatever ability I need to use to do that, I have descriptions that match it, so I would like to expand the space between Saoirse and this blue energy, and align myself with the vibes between Wilhelm and Saoirse, and be like, hey, is the party line?
Part of line.
So, the Cairne Wide Web, she is not in. You do
Saoirse
not
is
sense her
not.
there. Yeah, you do not sense her there. It's almost like the call went out and she never picked up.
Here's the plan.
Okay.
Here's the plan.
This is one of those big, multifaceted plans.
Yeah, we're gonna do some shit.
I love it.
Wilhelm's gonna put himself under.
Okay.
Genesis and Az are going to try to open up enough of a gap in this aura. Genesis with her psychic connection to really force the connection in, Az with his much greater familiarity with divine magics.
Okay.
Possibly Az can honestly just try and imbue Wilhelm with a little bit of divine to try and get him better, like, frequency aligned with what Saoirse's doing here. And then we're sending Wilhelm in. It's on him after that. So we're going to put Wilhelm into as close a state as somnambulist sleep as we can achieve.
Before we do that,
And bridge him in.
like in the few moments before we do that, Genesis looks at Wilhelm and is like, in case this doesn't work, thank you.
In case this doesn't work, I am glad I've met all of you, and I consider you family, and I would do this for any of you.
Oh, don't worry. The risk of contagion if we fail is such that we will likely all perish together.
Also, if I do die, listener will still see me, and he can convert, and it can pass messages along.
This is true. But again, we will likely perish together. Let us
Also,
avoid
I'll
this.
already be here. We'll see.
Yep, so let's go.
Well, at least if we die again, we're already in the spirit realm. We don't have far to go.
God. Yeah, I'm just gonna,
Alright, Church, how would you like us to roll all this?
So, well, do you want to go after the spirit first, or do you want them to do their thing first? Let's start with that.
Listener, having bounced entirely off the outside of this ghost, is not 100% convinced that he can compel it.
Okay.
He's going to try the one
I
that
am.
can be assisted by others first.
Okay.
And if that fails and he happens to survive, well, we're just going to dump the rest of everything I've caught into compelling the ghost.
Okay. All right. So, Wilhelm,
Yes.
give me you're using your what are you using to put yourself to sleep?
I actually have left over a spirit infused. I use my spiritual abilities to infuse one of my sleep powders with it, so that it would actually affect not only physical but spiritual as well.
Oh, so you're making a concoction right here and now.
Actually, I already had it.
Oh,
I
He
had
prepped
it
it like
from
2
before.
sessions ago.
that's
I think.
right. That's right. Very smart. Very good. Okay, and you're going to imbibe this.
I am. I am going to use it and choose to fail the save. I am riding the wave.
Okay, give me a con save, please.
Okay. If this is to fall asleep, though, I do choose to fail.
Yeah, no, this is This is an untested concoction on human human anatomy, basically. All right, so you kick back the flask at this end, just boldly, probably no hesitation.
Down. I sit down before I do this.
You are smart. I will give you that. So yeah, you sit down, you kick back this concoction. It's cold and kind of greasy as it goes across your teeth and your tongue down your throat. And immediately you just feel this kind of tightening in your chest, and you see kind of seize up and shiver and shake and begin to tremble, and his eyes roll back in his head, and he just kind of slips backwards, hits the ground. Not hard enough to hurt himself. Hat kind of tumbles off, and he's out. But you can see his chest moving. It's rising.
I would
and
like
falling.
I would like to grab the hat if it's rolling. Just...
Yeah, no problem. No problem. You saved the hat, Indiana Jones style.
Very important.
Gotta have it.
All right. I would like to begin the process of connecting Wilhelm with Saoirse's sleep vibe energy thing.
All right. So first you need to forge a connection with Saoirse. That's going to be the hard part.
We also have Az on hand for divine assistance.
Az, what are you doing to assist? Let's try that. Are you trying to drain power from the aura, or?
Yeah, I'm trying to like siphon off the aura barrier and dissipate it.
Alright, or at least weaken it and let her get through.
Or at least try to weaken it enough that they can do their thing.
Okay.
Like, I'm much more used to having, a level of divine flowing through me than anyone else here is, so...
Okay. So, you begin to siphon. Give me your ability roll as an artist, please, as you begin to siphon. You... solid.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you put your hands kind of on the nimbus and just open up. You're like, all right, come on in. And you begin to just leech off as much power as you can. Give me a constitution save, Az, please.
Shit, man.
Nice.
Okay.
This is the healthiest anyone has ever been in Cairne.
Oh my god, probiotics and all. Jeez.
Okay, so you're holding it. You feel this lurch of power come off this nimbus. Just whoa! It jolts you hard. It hits you harder than any of the power that Shaw ever hit you with. You feel like you just stuck your finger in an electric outlet, basically, and you're holding it. You're just like and holding on fast. You guys can see this energy kind of coursing up his arms. His tattoos have lit up. His eyes have kind of rolled back and are glowing really bright. And he's just, I got this. All right.
He touched the 240-volt wire this time.
Genesis. Let's see if you can break through.
Yep.
Let's give your power roll here. How many points are you going to spend on your roll?
I'm not really sure how that is determined. Am I spending points to push it past a certain point, like to add as a modifier?
Yeah, we're going to be adding this to as a modifier.
Spend them all. We'll just take a rest.
I'll spend 7.
Okay, solid.
And a pre-mentioned luck point.
Okay.
So this is same thing as an attack, right? Which is int plus proficiency plus
Yes.
intelligence.
Yes.
So plus 8 plus 7, so plus 15. C20. Let me just get the dice roller. today. Okay, just a second. 15, and I'm gonna roll. And that's 33. I already said I'd use the points. I'm gonna try again. 31.
33 is solid. All right. Genesis, you just close yourself off from the entire world. You tunnel vision yourself completely, and you hone in. You close your eyes, and you can see like this glowing, bright nimbus of Saoirse where she's standing in your mind's eye. Like within the psychic realm, she is just radiating power. And you kind of lock yourself into that realm. Even though you're in the spirit realm, like you can still, there's this juxtaposition of all the realms. They exist at the same time, same place. And you kind of lock yourself into your realm, and you can see her just radiating power. And as you do, like with your mind's eye, you look around, you see the denizens of the psychic realm just circling in this like cyclonic vortex around you. Some of them dangerous, some of them benevolent and benign, but all of them just curiously just spinning around this entire area, unable to get close because of where Saoirse is right now, but still threatening enough to get your notice. You see this kind of fading pinpoint of weakness in the barrier beginning to form, whereas his hands are just draining as much power in as he can, and you see Az beginning to kind of light up in that realm too. This is your chance to punch through.
Okay, I do so.
Yeah, no, you got your roll, so we're good there. So yeah, you punch through this little tiny like hole in that nimbus around her, and you manage to reach out and forge the connection.
Okay.
Now, how deep do you want to go? Is this just, I'm just the conduit between Wilhelm and Saoirse, or are you going in?
What would be more beneficial?
That is up to you.
I feel like being the conduit would be better. Between Saoirse and Wilhelm, so I guess I grab like Wilhelm's arm and I'm like, I bring him into the connection. Here.
All right.
He's already asleep. He's already like right here.
So you're gonna yank his psyche out of his body. Basically.
In you go.
Are you throwing him in, or are you dragging him in with you?
I feel like that's a dangerous question to ask. So they have to. So to clarify, because my tiny brain is having trouble. His consciousness and her consciousness have to be in the same vessel.
Technically.
So instead of asking me if I jump in with Wilhelm to Saoirse in this cacophony or cocoon of blue energy, could I not absorb them both?
You want to pull Saoirse out?
They're both asleep. They're both...
Well, you're going to leave her without a body if that hole closes behind her, is why I say that.
Okay, but if it closes, Wilhelm's in there...
Then you'll leave Wilhelm without a body inside Saoirse's brain.
Inside a cocoon of energy that we can't penetrate except for when Az is holding open the door.
Yeah, and you can play the conduit and just hold the connection. You risk damaging yourself if that barrier closes. You'll suffer some psychic damage pretty severely as a part of you is sheared off, basically, psychically.
want to take a bit of a step back here. Big picture, when we were first writing this character's ability, like this, for lack of terms, class, I guess, I don't know, profession. They used to have the ability to absorb, right?
Absorb.
Absorb brains?
Yeah.
You're talking about like that massive power.
I have points left over that I can do this with. Can I prepare to do that if the door closes and be the conduit?
And yank her out? Absorb her into you?
If the door starts closing and we don't have options, and I am the conduit, and we don't have another choice with this thing around her.
Oh, this is getting tense. I love it.
Oh, you want Saoirse and Genesis to pilot Genesis's body?
I don't want you to die. Right?
Yeah. So no, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
If you get in there and the door closes, who's to say this body of divine energy doesn't alter itself to this intrusion and prevent us from doing this again? Nothing in this realm, in this space, of which I am the ruler at this point, is fixed or permanent. If this is my realm, I should be able to decide, hey, I don't want you to get in there and get stuck and say your prophecy and die. Like,
no, you can definitely try to do this.
Because okay, if I'm understanding this right, if I grab Wilhelm and go in there, we all get stuck. We're both without bodies.
If Az can't hold the portal open.
If I just throw Wilhelm in there, Wilhelm is in there in the blue stuff, stuck, right?
Inside Saoirse's mind, yeah.
And just stuck there.
Potentially.
With no real way to separate those two out, right?
Well, I mean, if you can get this open again, you can yank him out again. If there's a lot of ifs here.
and if I pull her out, she's out but stuck in either Wilhelm's brain or mine.
Yeah, she does not have a vessel to go into.
Until we can get back into this blue thing, right?
Which is equally as dangerous because remember what I said, there's a lot of creatures in the psychic realm who are very interested in what's going on. The psychic realm is every bit as dangerous as the spirit realm.
So I feel like the safest course of action for everybody involved that doesn't leave anybody dead is one that makes Genesis be the conduit, and if in an event of catastrophic failure of the existing system, we plan to take the predetermined course of action.
Okay.
Because that's been proven something that I should be capable of doing at a great cost to myself, and I've already prepared to pay that cost.
Yeah, no, this is something you can definitely try as a holdout. If you see it closing and you're like, nope, we're done, and you yank them out, you can definitely make that attempt.
As a last ditch effort to keep you from biting the fucking dust.
Yeah, no. I will keep that pegged as your Hail Mary if things go to doo-doo.
Okay, but not a character
really
I would
badly, really badly. We're not like, oh, there is a little bit of static on the line. Yoink. No.
Yeah.
Out of character, I would really prefer Saoirse keep her body. So, DM.
Well, let's let things carry. Let things carry. You have your plan, Genesis?
Yeah. If.
Yeah. No, I know. That's not your goal. So don't worry.
Of course.
And if it looks like there's no other choices here, then we'll explore that. But for now, you're playing conduit. Wilhelm's traveling through you into Saoirse. Okay. All right. So, give me one more roll. This is you've spent 7 points. This is going to cost one more point to transfer a willing, sleeping Wilhelm psyche through you into her. Okay.
And this is another
Mental
Skill?
stability roll.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
You got this.
Um.
You got this. You got this. Look at that.
I don't
20.
I don't know if that was.
Plenty. Good enough.
No problem. No problem. Okay. Wilhelm, you feel this rush of disquieting movement. It's a sensation, though, not a physical one. You were kind of already starting to filter into like this weird dream, you know, about eating crumpets and drinking tea back in Armoon on some, you know, balcony in some well-to-do little hubbub. And suddenly you're just like, whoop! You jerked out like by the scruff of your neck of this cozy little dream. And it's like you're just flashing through this tunnel of like blinding lights. And as you go through, like you can hear Genesis's voice going, please don't screw this up, please don't screw this up, please don't screw as you pass through her mind and into Saoirse's.
We have a backup plan. It's bad.
So we.
I don't know if she was talking to herself or to me.
Yes, to both. But
Yes.
I think the contingency plan needs to prepare for Wilhelm too. So I think we're gonna like. He's gone from his body, right? Like right now he's gone.
Yeah, he is an empty shell. It's still alive. He's still breathing and everything physically. But
Would I
his
be allowed
astral,
to-
basically, without using the D&D term, his astral self has been yanked out and thrown through you into Saoirse's mind.
We planned for me to plan for Saoirse, but can I also at the same time use double the points to
Yeah,
to
yeah. You can
Wilhelm
remember the
make
new
sure-
system. You can attempt to do anything. You can spend any number of points.
Okay. We're gonna try to make sure both of them.
You can even
are-
overspend and risk hurting yourself. Remember
Yeah,
that.
we're going into that territory for sure to make sure everybody like Wilhelm gets back to his body because it's here. It's outside of this dome thing. I'm sorry.
It's
I just
getting
wanted
tense.
to be sure to mention, you know. Anyway, sorry.
No, you're good. Okay, so
Back to you.
Wilhelm. All right. You travel through
Yes.
this tunnel. You're twisting. Your body's elongating into strange proportions, even though it looks like you, but it's this weird kind of off, ethereal-looking vision of yourself. And suddenly, you are thrust into like free fall, utter darkness around you. Right? And you're falling, but you don't feel any wind moving like you would expect to. And you look down, and it's like you just see your naked form kind of glowing in a soft white with this silvery cord kind of attached to you physically and just reaching off into the darkness beyond the way that you came. Are you doing anything or just letting yourself free fall?
I will fall, but as I do, I'd like to try to, I don't know, imagine clothes. It is bad form to show up naked.
Well, it's not really so present in your mind given the circumstance. This
It
is
is
just your psychic self. So you have some control, I guess, kind of over what it looks like. So that's fine. This is your mental avatar of how you picture yourself. So whatever you want that to look like, I'm okay with.
Scrubs.
Okay. So in the distance, you see Saoirse. Very distant. You see her just also in a free fall, curled up in a fetal position.
I would like to try to maneuver my way over as I fall.
Okay. So you have no issue. You think about it, and it's almost like you start speeding up just by thinking about it. And you're moving and just kind of flying through, and eventually you get to Saoirse. Saoirse,
Yes.
you're kind of groggy as Wilhelm kind of grabs you, more or less. And you look up and you just see this like glowing ethereal version of himself in scrubs And Wilhelm, you see the glowing ethereal version of Saoirse. Maybe whatever Saoirse pictures herself looking like. I'll let you describe that if you want, Saoirse.
So very much like in pre-Blight Shawnekeesian clothing as her parents described it to her. Particularly like the very, very nice sort of clothing of the upper crust of Shawnekeesian society. So like she very much has these very little girl princess fantasies, but like with respect to Shawnekeesian society, sort of something that she never experienced but fantasizes about a lot. So yeah, I guess in short you could say she's dressed a little like a Shawnekeesian princess in yellow.
No scars?
With scars, because it's basically just herself.
No, that's perfectly all right. So
herself in a princess dress.
so you look up. And one thing you notice about, even in this form, there's still this like shimmering blue tone to her that you don't have. And you notice that she does not have that silver tether that you do, right? So here the two of you are. Saoirse, you feel like you've just woken up, right?
Yeah.
And the first thing you see is Wilhelm. And as Saoirse wakes up, the scene around you begins to change from darkness into something else. And there the two of you sit, tumbling amidst this vast cosmic canvas, this ethereal, luminescently painted scene. You are adrift within this huge, hollow expanse. Wilhelm, you realize what this is really quickly, just based upon the texture and shape and the lines and everything, that this is the inside of a colossal skull. You can see the empty sockets gaping like hollow moons that would be the eyes as you tumble through this void, this weightless abyss. And looking through those sockets, the two of you can see Cairne, the planet, distantly in orbit.
Holy shit.
As the two of you begin to tumble further into the darkness. At every turn, and you look, and there's this frantic fluttering of your limbs that as you twist deeper and deeper into this labyrinthine crevice, this morbid cranial region that you now find yourselves in, as the blackness swirls around the two of you, and this inky vortex of that whispered and forgotten memories and fears that you each have as a Cairnite deep within the core of your being. Your hearts begin to kind of quicken, and your breath is hitching, even though you don't really need to breathe. You can feel it, like you want to just like in a panic. And suddenly the shifting scenery around you, like a strange watery tapestry, begins to shift and change. And in the distance you see several gleaming obsidian eyes materializing in the shadows, locked onto you like beacons far away, casting this strange otherworldly glow. As you see them, you recognize them for what they are, from what you've heard describe the domes of the shining eyes in the distance, and a shiver runs through your spine as their intensity, for some reason, just bores into your very soul itself. But then, before you can react, we're going to switch to Az.
Womp womp.
Az, I need you to maintain your grip on siphoning tremendously stupid levels of power.
I want all of it.
Give me your con check, please. Con
This
save.
is my power now.
18.
Az, give me the juice.
All right. Az,
Uh-huh.
all right, you take 4 points of damage.
Yeah, okay.
As this energy is it's starting to like pick up. The torrent of energy is pulsing into you. I don't know if you guys saw that, but his head points went down when he changed it.
Nice.
Not that I'm happy that your hit points went down, but you get the idea.
What? No, we can only see the hit point bars of the characters we can control.
Oh, well, can you guys see his aura? The little green
Yes.
circle? Yeah.
Yep.
You'll see that change colors as it gets lower. You can see his is a little yellow right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, they go all the way down to red, and then a big red X if you die.
This is fine.
So, you are maintaining.
I am understanding correctly. This era requires stronger beings.
Yeah, it's pulling.
Okay.
You're pulling power into you.
This is my power now.
It's starting to hurt.
That's fine.
And the strange thing is, what it's starting to hurt more than anything is your ears. It's almost like somebody's blowing blowhorns in both your ears. Anybody watching can see that there's a little bit of blood oozing out of his ear holes as he's holding on for dear life.
That's fine. I'm sure the doctor would be worried about that, given my recent brain surgery, if he wasn't the one, kind of otherwise occupied at the moment. He can yell at me later.
Okay, but you're holding.
I scooted Uki down there on purpose to kind of be able to help
Hold
you
him
if
up.
you like lose your balance or like assist in like keeping you stable and so forth. If that's possible, I don't know.
No, that's perfectly fine. If nothing else, just physical holding him up so he doesn't fall. That's fine. That's perfect. Genesis.
Yeah.
It's your turn.
Yeah. Okay.
We're going to spend another point here. I need you to maintain the connection. You are the bridge. You are the lifeline. That silver tether that Wilhelm has connected to his body with is passing directly through your psyche.
Okay.
Don't roll a 1.
Or 2, yeah.
No pressure. You got this. You got this. $17. Woo!
Okay.
All right, Jen. So you spelled another point.
Yes.
Keep track of those points. I got to put another bar for your points on these, but yeah, you spend another point.
I'm using the thing on the sheet, the class resources.
Yeah, no, I mean I can actually stick that on your token, so you can keep an eye on it there too.
Okay.
But no, it's so yeah, you're starting to like strain. This is you've never done anything like this obviously before, and it's starting to like you're kind of getting flashes of what they're seeing in your mind, and flashes of the world around you at the same time. And your brain is like trying to tear itself apart between the two worlds because you're seeing the psychic realm, you're seeing the spirit realm, you're getting visions of the physical realm, you're seeing within Saoirse's mind, you're seeing inside Wilhelm's mind, and it's starting to like really wreck your head.
Wrap it up, wrap it up, wrap it up, wrap it up, wrap it up. Come on.
All right. So, listener, you got anything?
In this particular instance, I am serving primarily as the maintainer of the thought stream. No spiritualist powers are really necessary for this job.
Okay.
If there's any strain on it, I would do anything about that. For now, I keep my cool, and I wait patiently.
Okay, good deal. All right, well, back to our two sojourners. So, before you guys could react, once again the world shifted. And the darkness around you is transformed into this liquid, this viscous ocean of liquid that has enveloped each of you within its scalding, horrific, toxic embrace. And you are once again thrown deep within Nether's deep. The agony that you saw Uki go through as her suit was ruptured, and the damage it did to her flesh. You look down and you can see the skin melting from your bones. The pain is agonizing. The two of you begin to writhe and scream. It's pretty horrible. Genesis, you're getting a little slapback from this, but you're not sure if it's real or where it's coming from because you're so whacked out right now.
Sorry, I have to ask, is that Uki or Shillelagh? Because Shillelagh's was the one that died.
Uki,
right?
we're in Nether's Deep.
Yeah, no, Uki in Nether's Deep had her suit get compromised while she was out in the water.
We knew that. Okay, because we were diving, and then sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
I got it.
All good. So, are you guys gonna try and hold on to one another?
Saoirse 100% will grab onto Wilhelm if, he's willing.
Okay. But he doesn't have to be willing for this. This is
Consenting.
Yeah, this is less about consent and more about, oh my god, I'm holding on for dear life. This is the drowning person grabbing hold of anything that's close. So go ahead, both of you, if you're holding on to each other, give me an intelligence save.
That was supposed to be rolled normal.
That's fine. Wilhelm? All right. So, Saoirse, you're reacting as your physical self would, because it's hard to differentiate. And you're like, kind of like you're trying to hold on, but you can't just find the strength in your hands because the pain is so agonizing. Luckily, Wilhelm just latches on and just grabs hold tight, and it's Wilhelm. I'm not letting you go, He's got that tenacity, that doctor's tenacity, that friend tenacity, that he's not going to let you fall. And it's strangely comforting. So, as this continues, this scalding embrace of the waters, you feel your skin as though it's just a flame, and you can see it begin to melt away in this grotesque, just horrifying horror show of agony and desolation. Bone beginning to show through. Saoirse's anguished cries begin to echo through this aqueous nightmare, but her voice just disappears into the void. Desperation begins to overtake the two of you as you overlook the waters of this torment that is consuming you. Both of your bodies convulsing, struggling for air. You can feel yourselves drowning within this ocean of water around you, even though deep down you know you shouldn't even need to breathe. You can still feel that panic, that abject, just animal part of your brain kicking in, just gasping for air that's not there. This horrible mockery of life's most basic need. You're writhing, your once vibrant forms now reduced to nothing but tattered skeletons with this last vestiges of who you were clinging to your bones. All right, we're going to switch once more. Just leave
Consider this. We'll be back.
Az, you ready to hold up again? Can you maintain? You're muted, just in case. Az, you still with us? Did I scare you? I'm sorry.
Oh, I was muted.
Oh, there
Yes.
you go. There you go.
Yes, you
Oh, I
were
was
very
muted.
muted.
I was very muted. Oops.
That's all right.
Uki is helping. So we'll do that.
24. Very solid. Okay. So yeah, your clenched teeth, your ears are bleeding. There's a little coming out of your nose now. Your eyes are just burning, these beacons of white light shooting out now at this point. You can see like the skin on his hands and his arms beginning to kind of crack and flake from the damage that he's taken. You take another, just 2 points of damage this time, Az.
Yeah, this is fine.
But yeah, you're managing to keep your feet. Az's constitution is a wonder to behold. Uki's very impressed.
Great. This is mine now.
We're all wondering if this is safe.
It's not. Genesis, your turn.
As I'm flashing through channels and watching as the skin flake off, I'm like,
This is fine.
I didn't think it would be this bad.
This is fine. This is fine. All right, Genesis. Another point.
Yes.
Can you maintain?
I don't have words for how much I'm just like grabbing the edge of my desk right now. Please.
Mood.
Now more than ever, we need like better dice than Roll20 is prepared to provide us.
The
If only-
finest.
If only we had some skull splitter dice.
I know, right?
Skull Splitter Dice, hurry up and program an API.
So we'll have a better one than this one. I mean, jeez.
You've got this. You've got this. Come on, Genesis. Be the hero we know you can be. $17. All right.
Okay.
You are maintaining. Once again, like I said, you're starting to get flashes of what they're seeing and feeling. Sometimes you think it's you. Sometimes you're aware it's them. Sometimes it's memories of things you've seen. Sometimes it's things your mind is just completely generating on its own. And you're just more confused than ever. But one thing firmly remains. You've got to hold on. And you do.
On every level, metaphysical, physical, mental, psychic, I'm just like, if this goes south, it's going to go badly. Wrap it up.
Listener, anything from you? You're just maintaining.
I'm keeping a sort of supervisory eye out. Don't want any spirits drifting too close to the events.
Now would be the time to drop shades on you.
That would be the funniest possible thing, which is why I said I'm looking.
I'm not that mean.
All right.
All right, so back to the internal struggle, as it were, literally. So in the midst of this macabre, like, dissolution, right? The two of you are struggling and just kind of writhing and desperately trying to hold on for dear life. Both of you are just confused at this point. Like, what the hell is going on? Your eyes kind of flitter about desperately, just wide. You can see within the remains of the skulls, the pockmarked, damaged, kind of seeping eyes. They kind of just flit about with horror and wonder as you sit there in the midst of this swirling liquid, this colossal teardrop. The size of it, for some reason you can tell it dwarfs oceans. It dwarfs continents. It may be as big as the world itself. Its surface is just reflected by the torment of billions of souls. And as you stare, you realize that this isn't just mere water, but the manifestation of some type of generational, some type of genetic, overwhelming sorrow of your entire species, Saoirse. And you are stuck, drowning in the middle of it. So as if in a trance, the two of you feel yourselves drawn deeper into this immense tear. Your bony fingers reaching out, your touches kind of sending ripples through the teardrop as you go. The weight of all this sorrow just closing in with this crushing, horrible, horrible weight on you. This gravity unlike anything you've ever dared to feel or even imagine, suffocating your essence, this maelstrom of emotions threatening to consume what little of the two of your shattered selves remain. And yet, as the darkness threatened to consume the two of you completely, in the distance, almost missed it, but in the distance you see this pale, featureless almost face emerging from the shadows. Its milky white hair flowing like ghostly
Oh my
Mm.
eyes alight like distant stars that bore into the both of you this strange mix of empathy and urgency. as you hear a soft voice echo in a whisper through this cosmos, calling out to you, both of you pleading with you to hold on.
Holy shit.
Az, your turn.
All right. I need more. This is like the connected
Give
right
me
to
the
the
juice.
tap. Give me some more juice.
Finger in the light socket. 19.
33, actually.
30,
Do you have advantage?
Uki is helping.
Oh yeah, no, we'll let that go. That's fine. All right, Az, only a single point of damage this round, and you actually brace your feet. Once again, you're still bleeding heavily now, out from your ears, your nose, and even a little bit out of your mouth and your eyes.
That's fine. We'll fix that later.
Your arms are just cracked and burned.
That's what those are for.
And Genesis. Once again, you're getting flashes of all these different viewpoints coming in, and then you sense on the inside, the side contained, you sense another presence.
Yep.
A foreign presence that you don't recognize. And you're not sure if your mind's making it up, if you're getting like aberrations from all the, the mixed data that you're receiving. You're not sure if maybe you made it up, or if maybe it's just one of the psychic entities roaming around, or maybe if there's just something about Shanakishans you never knew.
Excuse me, there's a presence here that I don't recognize within this very fragile structure of a joke of a phone call that I've hobbled together. Az is over here about to bleed out.
Excuse me, the operating theater is in use.
So,
Hello?
would you like to try to maintain?
So listener is maintaining the thought stream, right?
That's on me.
What exactly does that mean? That's connecting him and Uki and Az, right?
Well, as if he wants to. Az is pretty focused on his own struggle right now.
Yeah.
We're not in that because we're in the other thing.
Correct.
You are all attached, apart from Saoirse. Wilhelm is probably beyond reach at the moment, but there's still enough of you on this side that you're hooked in.
Yeah, Wilhelm is the reason why you're getting the flashes of what they're seeing.
Hey, if Genesis gets these flashes too, and Genesis is also in the thought stream, then that means listener can probably tell Genesis about the foreign entity. Hint, hint.
You see, I plugged an adapter into an adapter into an adapter into my Sega Genesis, and now I can play Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Let's go.
But can you play Doom on it?
Hell no.
Dude, that reminds me of the guy down the street that runs a
But-
computer shop. He had an Atari game plug-in for his PC.
God,
I
no.
never got him to sell me one. He was gonna sell them, and I was like, "Oh my god, sell me one now!" It was like a USB. It had all the Atari games on it.
That's
all
I
the
need to
Sega
make my
Genesis.
computer 1/1,000,000th as smart, so I can
my
play
God.
games from the Atari 2600.
So, Genesis?
Sorry.
No, you're
Yes.
good. You're good. Let's see if you can maintain.
We're gonna give some serious and heavy thought to whoever this mystery person is, and I'm just like, wee wee. The thought stream here is like Patrick the star from SpongeBob, just wee.
Yes.
Just
Situation
what
is
the
serious.
fuck
May I
is
loan a
this?
luck point?
I have to.
She's
Fine.
good.
Okay, you're solid. You got this.
Genesis always got luck on her side.
Yep.
Except when she doesn't.
Yep. And I made sure to go into this with the full luck point thing. So, all right, here we go. Nope.
Okay.
Don't disregard. Oh my god, that's even worse. Jesus. Okay.
13?
That's not good enough.
Huh?
Get out of there.
13?
13 is enough. You got another luck point.
I
Do you want to spend it or hold it?
Those don't stack like that, do they?
Church just said you could. Literally just said you could.
If you
Okay.
want to. I'm
Statistically,
I'm not
you're
even
going
s-
to outroll a 5.
I'm not even saying that you failed. I'm leaving this
Listen,
to
I
you.
want to see this through because I know what time it is.
Do you want to use it, or you want to just ride the 13 and see what happens? Or would you like to spend extra points?
Ah, the class resource.
We're gonna
15's a better number than 13.
we're gonna use that last luck point, and I'm shouting across every channel I have access to. Get out of there.
Okay.
You're gonna die. I have no way to save you. You're fucked. You're gonna die. Like, you're gonna die. You're gonna die. Okay? You're gonna die.
Let's get that luck point. 18! Genesis. In a
That's
pinch.
improved.
In a pinch.
That's it. That's all. That's
so-
all you got.
So yeah, you see Genesis, her knees buckle, and she like grips she's holding Wilhelm and holding Saoirse. She's gripping her teeth, just face contorted, but behind her mask you can tell like she's sweating. She's really struggling. You guys can hear her cries for "get the hell out of there" going through the web work. But you're holding, you're maintaining, you're still there. All right, listener, anything from you?
Do I pick up any hints of potential guests over the party line?
Give me a perception roll.
Sure.
At disadvantage, please.
You got it. This is not my normal sensory apparatus.
Yeah, well, you're getting in flashes too.
It's still pretty good.
That is still pretty good. Yeah, you recognize the face from the time bubble.
I don't suppose I have any means of contacting, because this is happening far, far away as far as psychic connections are concerned.
Yeah, you have no means of contacting, no. But you see it and you recognize it.
I think to myself, I have a distinct sensation that we are being watched.
Get out.
All right. Are you doing
Please
anything?
continue.
Okay.
I have nothing else to do. Genesis seems to be having some troubles. I would like to try to bolster Genesis in maintaining the shunt,
All right.
basically,
No.
through this aura.
I will allow it. We'll start letting her roll at advantage.
Okay.
For further rolls. Okay. So we're going to step out of reality for just a moment. And I'm going to let Ghost react.
Oh.
Surprise!
Ha ha ha.
So, I think Bryn is going to see these two screaming entities. And she is going to move forward and, like, hold out her hands, and she is going to attempt to pull them to safety.
Okay.
And I'm the conduit.
Yep. You're the exit. They have to get back to you.
Have I been able to communicate with listener as to what the hell's going on?
You're the reason why he's getting any information.
Any
at all.
information at all, yeah.
He can't tell me anything. I can tell him.
He can try, but communicating with you is going to risk your focus.
Yes.
Yeah, but as she does this, she's going to
I-
look at the
no,
two
I
and
don't.
say, "Are the both of you from Cairne?"
I don't trust whatever's reaching for you. We need to get the hell out of here. Come on, get
So-
stepping. Come on, we gotta hit the exit.
Is this audible to me at all, I guess?
You're getting this mix mash of data, and I will say, Brent, Saoirse, and
Get out.
Wilhelm they're screaming in anguish right now. and in terror. They're actually reaching for you, though. Kind of like I mentioned earlier, how if you get close to a drowning person in the water, they're just going to latch on to you.
I'm really scared. Get out, please.
Yeah, she's going to hold him and say, it's okay, I'm pulling you to safety.
Alright, so, unlike these two, Bryn has some knowledge of traveling in an astral or an ethereal level. Of how it works. Right?
Yeah.
So the only thing I don't have... the only thing that she doesn't have... Now, granted, she's seeing the same thing they are, but she's detached from it. She's a observer, right? And we'll go over how she got here and everything later, but for now she's an observer, so she's not affected by it. She knows how to move through this realm at the speed of thought, just like in the astral plane. However, she doesn't know where the exit is. She needs to get that information to get them to safety, because she can't bring them the way she came. So I'm just saying that because she knows that. So what is she going to do to try and get this information from two people screaming in anguish and agony?
They struggling.
Yeah.
Anguish and agony as if they're in pain?
Yeah. Yeah. They're, in their minds, all the flesh has been stripped from their bones in the toxic oceans of Cairne.
Well,
Who this is, but if I have to fight somebody, I will.
Jess is going to get stabby. Again.
Yeah.
I have a knife on every level.
What's Bryn going to do?
How about let's use a suggestion spell or something of that nature to convince them that their bodies are okay and they're not in any danger.
Okay. I will...
They are severely in danger.
Yeah, they are definitely
We
in
need to
danger.
get the hell out of here.
I get
Well,
what
yeah,
you're
but-
saying.
We're gonna have to yell
Not
at
over
you.
what they're screaming over.
Alright, so... I'm going to say that, Bryn, you are encountering a form of some type of magic, the likes of which you've never encountered. That is ruling this domain right now. Something has permeated the psyche that you are within so much that it has integrated into every single part of her being. And it's trying to push her deeper and deeper and deeper in.
God sodding damn it. I guess we need to go up. You two. Which way did you come from?
Screams. Agony.
Luckily, with a perception roll, if you remember her perception, I'm sure you probably do.
It's like
Pretty high.
It's a plus 14.
So give me a perception roll. This shouldn't be too difficult.
Silver Trail.
There you go.
28. There is a silver tether attached to Wilhelm, much like there would be when traveling the astral plane.
All right, so speed of thought, she is going to follow the silver tether.
Get
Okay.
out, get out, get out. Get
Grabbing them and just dragging them along, flying.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. So, Saoirse and Wilhelm, you guys, you feel this hands almost grab you from this ghostly apparition that's appeared, and basically, like, it's trying to save you. You get that impression, and you are rocketed forward, too fast to keep up with. And you just feel this motion, like you're just being sucked through this huge tube. It's probably what the hyperloop would feel like if you were on the outside. And then suddenly, Wilhelm and Genesis,
Yes.
I need the two of you to give me intelligence saves, please. Both of you.
Okay.
You've got a little boost. You got a little assistance from the listener.
Okay. Okay. Clicked it, but it didn't. Okay. 18.
So, okay. So, Wilhelm, you are breached through the opening. You rocket through Genesis' psyche. Genesis, you feel it. You feel his presence just slam into you and pass through you. But you're like, and you hold on.
Get out! Get out! I told you to get out! Get the hell out!
As this happens, I need you to give me a con save at disadvantage, as there is a surge of power.
Jeez.
Okay.
He trying.
Oh my god.
23?
I can take this.
So you're going to take 6 damage.
That's nothing.
Where's Sunshine? Where's Sunshine?
As the Nimbus explodes in this
We had a plan!
radiated of power.
We had a plan!
Saoirse crumbles to the ground, unconscious.
Okay, you led with the word crumbles. And in the context of the previous somnambulist, I was concerned.
Falls to dust. No, I'm not that mean.
Okay, alright.
So-
okay, we're good. We're fine. We're fine.
Prim, I'm going to say Prim since I'm talking about you. I want you to keep in mind a final, very short exchange between Saoirse and Bryn. Very
Okay.
short, not much more than just like a single paragraph for each, okay?
All right.
And it's you're both people, so I'm gonna let you decide what that is. Okay?
Okay, of them
For-
talking to each other?
For Bryn, this is happening not long after current events. Okay?
Okay.
So just keep that in mind. You don't have to share it. Saoirse can share it when she wakes up if she wants to. But that's between the two of you. Okay?
All right. Just anything that they share between the two of them?
That's up to you. You know what
I
they
can't
know.
see this.
Any
I can't see this
information?
because I'm like
Okay.
freaking out, right?
Yeah, well, that as soon as the Nimbus detonates, like you're pushed back, Az is pushed back, the connection severs, Wilhelm's back in himself, Saoirse's back in herself, and the Watcher just wanders off.
Nobody died.
No, I need more.
Nobody died. Nobody died.
As your hands are scalded all
This
the
is
way
fine.
to the elbows, like, I mean, cracked skin, it's extremely painful. You also are temporarily deaf.
This is fine.
Temporarily.
This is fine.
Wilhelm, you are
Yes.
like extremely fatigued when you start coming to, okay? You remember everything that happened. You remember the sensation of everything that happened. And at the time, it felt completely real. It's something that's going to sit with you for a while. You can play out that effect however you like, but you are extremely fatigued right now, okay? Genesis, you're fatigued. Az, you're fatigued. Saoirse, when you wake up, you're going to be extremely fatigued. The only person that's not really is Listener and Uki.
We chillin'.
They're chilling. They're fine.
Does everyone have their fingers, toes? Everybody? We're all alive? Okay.
All
Is
minds present and accounted for. Wonderful.
anybody near death?
who the fuck
Anybody
that
about to
was.
die?
Who was that?
I recognized that face. As much a
Hey.
face as mine, I suppose. I have a strong suspicion that someone is keeping an eye on us from very, very far away.
Keeping an eye? I have a knife. Should I be
No.
sharpening said knife?
No.
Am I gonna have to
No.
fuck some shit
No.
up?
Saoirse, are you coming too?
Literally, Saoirse was over here coming too as y'all were speaking.
Yes.
Yeah.
That Genesis, that won't be necessary, I think.
I hide the knife.
She was trying to help us,
Suspicion.
and we can help her.
Further suspicion.
She's trying to get into Cairn.
Into where we are? Because...
No, just into the world of Cairn. Just period.
Sus. You're alive, right?
Well, yes.
As alive as we can... Existential dread later.
Yes.
Well,
Welcome
here's
back.
Here's the real question. If any of you did die, would you
Would
know?
you know? And on that, should we take our break? Or would you like to finish off Saoirse's explanation?
I'll leave that to Saoirse. What you got? Do you want to take our break and explain everything when you come back, or?
Yeah, because I need to do a touch more thinking and I could use some tea.
Perfect. Not a problem. Yeah, we'll take a quick union break here, and we'll be back in a few moments to carry on with this clinching story. Stay tuned. Don't touch that dial. got so many to choose from now. Okay, we are back. Welcome back. Well. What an intense session this has been for me so far.
Woo, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it was boring for everyone else, but it was intense. But no, so we were just talking about as all the energy that he bled off, he wants to kind of condense it down into an amulet. And not really sure what to do with the energy, but before it completely bleeds off and dissipates, he wants to use it to craft an amulet. So you're not really sure what you want it to do specifically. You just want to take it and punch it in and be like, here, I don't know what it does. Good luck.
I don't know what it does, but it's like it's some.
It's Bodhi's energy.
Yeah.
Here, seriously, it's your god. Take it.
Put. I'm sure it'll do something good. Put it on.
Okay. Give me your profession roll, please. 16, 17, 16.
You're probably not at disadvantage anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, so we'll just go with the 16 plus 1, I guess. Okay. All right. So, Saoirse,
Yes.
write down Bodhi amulet, or however you want to word it. I'm not going to tell you what it does, because nobody knows yet.
All right.
I gotta love the mystery of it. But yeah, it is a small amulet shaped like a silver harp that gives off a faint blue glow.
Yeah, so Saoirse will put that on and say, thank you, Az. Like, just very as appreciative as she can be in her very fatigued state.
That's fair.
I saw some incredible things over the link with Genesis. Terrible,
Yeah.
but incredible.
Yeah, so,
Who was that?
well, she said that she went by ghost. But
Okay, what the fuck?
she was there to help us, Genesis.
It's in the right
I'm pretty
place.
sure we only survived that because of her.
So you met a benevolent ghost?
There are some of those.
Yeah, and the wall talks to me.
Admittedly, ambivalent is much more common.
Well, she called her. She said that other people called her ghost, but she was. She seemed to be very much a living person, and she had. There was something about her, some sort of magic and energy that just resonated with me in some way, like, I don't know, like something that exists at the very core of my being. It's something that I felt whenever I was playing some time ago, when I felt the energy of the old world Shawneesians. Felt similar.
Okay, but you realize what happened to you right after that, right?
Yes,
You realize you played with this Shawneesian. Notes that I didn't hear because I didn't have my ears on. And then you went
They were very impressive.
very heavily, almost unconscious, to the point where listener was panicking, calling the party line to help get you out of whatever gunk you were in. You were coated with the same stuff that the I don't know if let me pause here. Wilhelm told me what the relevance of the blue stuff, right? Or
Yep,
'cause
you
we
were there.
on the-
You
Yeah,
were there.
Yeah.
The original somnambulist.
But I didn't remember it though. I could see Wilhelm's memories to the party line, so I'm just making sure I could see that in character before I say that.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah, you were covered in the same blue stuff that the person that dropped dead and turned to powder was covered in, you know? So,
So I turned into one of the somnambulists almost.
Well, also, that
almost.
was a somnambulist. Apparently, they
That's
do end up here.
That's the one. That's that. That's what that is. And you played with that and you became, ooh, so and so will happen on the so and so of so and so.
Did you happen to see any prophecies while you were underneath?
While I was underneath, no. What? Well,
So
when we
maybe I
were
should have put
in,
that one in the scythe.
it felt like
No.
it felt like pieces of the Forced Somnambulist prophecy. Images of it were flashing before our very eyes. We were inside of the mother's head. And then we were pulled down to the domes of the shining eyes. And then it felt like we were underneath Nether's Deep again, and Wilhelm and I, like, our skin was just melting off of us, and we were in such pain and agony. And then I saw what looked like a giant tear. A tear that contained all of the sorrow of my people, of the Shawneesians. And it felt like we were being drawn into it. And that would be like our eventual demise. Like we were drawn deeper and deeper into all of this. And then she, Ghost, appeared and brought us back up. Brought us back to reality. And she told me that she and some of her friends, associates, I don't know, that she said two of their names. Like, one was named Jimmy and another was named Drake, and they're both from Cairn before the Blight, and they're currently somewhere outside of Cairn and trying to get in somehow. She said we may meet soon. Of note, whenever we talked to Maury outside of Abattoir, like, you know, Genesis had a freak out over Jimmy and Draken whenever we met Maury, and the whole of Stapleton Investigations.
Yeah, I don't mean to make you doubt your natural ability to vibe check here. But if the same energy that the singer over there had put you in this state as this ghost that supposedly means you well, as many things in this realm have meant me well and then not, what makes you think that this is different, the energy?
Fair.
Because it felt different.
It felt different than the singer up there? Because I thought you said it
Yes.
resonated the same.
No, it resonated different. It resonated with a part of the very core of my being, but it didn't feel like Bodhi's energy.
Similar to what then?
I think my parents used to tell me stories of how we came to be, and that our magic came from a people that we call the Fae. I guess that's what it felt like. I think she was Fae, if I had to guess.
Genesis slowly looks over at Az and then looks back. So in this place that turns what we wish into nightmares, is it like anything you've seen before this? you personally have experienced before this, not something you've heard of, but like what you know. Because I know what my child sounds like. And this place took that.
That was your child, Genesis?
Da, da, da.
It
Oops.
was. Are we safe?
Oh, we're absolutely not safe.
It's a theoretical question. It's rhetorical.
Rhetorical.
The point is that the walls talk to you. The paint climbs up the wall and says, "Hi, hey, come here. I want to tell you something. Come here." It can
Okay.
have the best energy possible, but this place hates us. So why then, in this moment of astral vulnerability, are we suddenly being gifted with kindness from a complete stranger?
Because it didn't feel like we were in the spirit realm, and nothing that I had saw in there looked like anything I'd ever seen before beyond Nether's Deep. I knew it was a mother's head that we were inside. I knew it was the domes of the shining eyes and the sorrow of that giant tear. I intrinsically knew. And especially knowing that I was put into that state because of the somnambulist that we met back in Carrick's Cross. It was probably all of her visions. Everything that she was gifted when she was made a somnambulist by Bodhi. I was probably being pulled deeper into that before I was pulled out.
By me. Or by it.
By Ghost.
So did I pull Wilhelm and Ghost pulled you, or Ghost pushed both of you out?
She seemed to come up and grab a hold of us, and then she followed some sort of silver cord that was attached to Wilhelm and, like, rocketed us through the space to get back. She seemed to really know how to maneuver the space. It was very
Alarming?
impressive.
Different words. Different energy. We'll figure it out.
So,
Don't...
you do have the option just to be a doo-doo stirrer. You do have the option of actually peeking into Saoirse's mind and seeing what she saw, if you want.
Saoirse would let.
I feel like vision goes both ways.
Well, I mean, I don't. That's why I doubt Saoirse would mind just showing you what she saw if your doubts are that strong.
Saoirse would gladly show the whole thing. And she would not go peeking around Genesis's mind.
But that's just up to you.
Yeah, I don't want to leave everybody else out of this. Everybody else is alive, breathing, recovering, recuperating. We're all good.
I need rest.
Yeah, we can start resting. That would be an idea, right? To get to either one side or the other of this rickety bridge we're on, and set up a watch order, possibly. And then we can talk, and then you can rest, and then I can talk to Wilhelm or someone else that's in the watch order, or we can vibe with
Yes.
listener, possibly, or
Let's seek more stable and peaceful ground,
I
as
see
much
all
as
the
can
mood.
be had here.
I see that thing around the corner.
Oh, we've spoken to that undone already, I think.
Okay.
Oops, sorry, I'm grabbing the wrong one.
Is Az coming?
Yeah, Az, how you doing there, buddy?
No,
What?
stay back there. You're good.
I'm just having fun over here. It's fine.
Okay.
You're good. Stay back there. It's fine. I think it's healthy for a party to, split up every now and then. It builds a strong sense of independence. And
Nah.
We just split up all at the same time. You can't ask for better than that.
We've discussed this. Stop.
But did you die?
Not quite is not a strong enough answer for me.
So I've noticed that we've kind of claimed this little corner. This is like your
It's
home
nice up
base.
It's nice up here.
Nope. Get back. Get back over there.
Az likes to wander.
Get back over there.
So are you guys? I take it you're setting up camp.
Please get back over there.
Is that the goal here?
Hopefully, we can get everybody together in one spot, please.
I don't know.
I believe so.
Come on.
He's just hanging back intentionally to mess with you right now. So, you're coming back to set up camp.
Mm.
All right. Now, obviously, as we've discussed prior, Wilhelm's supplies are pretty much null, I believe, at this point. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm out.
How are we doing on food?
Pretty.
Still good, looks like.
Oh, I got some rations. It's fine.
Yeah, we're okay.
Listener has a good amount stocked in case anybody is low.
Okay. Just making sure. Try to keep track of that.
Mm.
I may have a script that'll start keeping track of that type of stuff for us soon, which will be nice.
Uh-huh.
Including ammo and everything. Just automatically do it. It's beautiful looking. I'm going to test it.
Very nice.
Besides that, though, so we don't get any of the extra Wilhelm lovin' from a rest as far as healing, because he doesn't have any more of his tinctures or blends or anything. And unfortunately, foraging in the spirit realm doesn't really yield anything because of the nature of the place. So your healing is only going to be very minimal from the rest as far as hit point wise. Right. And if you do add hit points back from the rest, watch your token when you do it. It's going to spew a little green field. It's pretty cool.
Question.
Uh-huh.
Can I still do the thing I could do in the old style of turning my attack into a healing? It was a D4, right?
Yeah, I think we allowed that to go, didn't we, Wilhelm? Did we allow that to stay? It wasn't stepping on the toes too much if it was just a D4?
It used to be a D6.
I think so. I think, yeah, it got nerfed.
Yeah, it got nerfed.
Unfortunately.
It got nerfed.
Yeah.
But it was at a point for a D4. How many points do you have left?
6.
You got 6 points? Alright, so yeah, you could spread 6 D4 out if you want. If you want to spend them all before you rest. Okay, I can't be this mean. I'm going to warn you.
Warning.
You've been down here long enough that the negative effects are going to start kicking in. From this next full rest, you're only going to recoup half your points.
How do you recoup half of one?
No, your class points.
Your class points.
No, then we can't be here.
You keep saying that.
We don't need a rest. We don't need a rest. Let's just go. Let's the guy over there. He knows a way out. We could just go. We just
question,
go stomp that guy, and that's the way.
From a long rest, yes. What was your question, listener?
When you say recoup half your points, do you mean that we are set to half our points after the rest, or that we restore half our points after the rest?
Half the points that you're missing.
Half the points we're missing. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna you're not gonna lose points if you've only spent a couple.
That was the question.
So if you spent 2 points, you only get 1 back. To simplify it, basically. But this is a problem that is going to start getting steadily worse.
It's bad down here.
In fact, even after sleeping, you're still going to feel kind of fatigued. It's like you don't get a good night's rest, even if you sleep through the night completely. You don't get a good night's rest. It's like you're in your 40s and waking up, although most of you probably won't understand that. It's when you hit your 40s, you go to bed, wake up wounded somehow. It's weird. But yeah, so it's basically like you're just not getting rested. You can feel the place leeching your life force just real slowly. It's starting to actually like have a cumulative effect though over time. But that said, you can still get the rest that you set out to get. And in fact, I will give it to you without interruption.
Oh, that's very kind of you.
Before we go to sleep, Saoirse will say, "Thank you all for trying to help me. I really do appreciate it."
And if there's time for us to do this while we're resting, I would like to do the thing with the seeing what happened, because I don't understand in terms of how everything in here is lied to us completely on every level, how we can trust whatever that was.
Saoirse will show you everything, every image, every emotion, everything she felt, including the energy, everything. You will get the full experience from her brain. She hides nothing.
Okay.
But is that real though? Like, we can't be here. Can we get out of here? Oh my god.
Yeah.
So-
The way out of here is that guy over there.
Through a large creature.
So the thing that came to talk to you wants to get here. And we don't want to be here.
Yes.
Could we bamboozle them into switching places?
I love it.
Because then we could actually, like, I don't know, take a nap and not hurt, you know? And then they could be in whatever this place is and slowly, like, lose their minds.
I don't know. I got the sense that she's somewhere else currently. And that she was just projecting.
Well, we'll file that away for later. I gotta get some sleep.
So yeah, are you spending any points to drop the D4s?
Yeah, I spent the one, but like, I didn't think that we wouldn't get them back. I don't think I would have used them as much as I did if I had known that. But now that we do,
That's kind of
that's
the surprise of it.
Yep. So 1 hit point per long rest and half the So
Yeah.
we just keep going until we can.
Go ahead and make the adjustments to your hit points.
One hit point plus class level plus constitution.
Just 1 hit point.
You keep trying.
He's trying so hard.
Yeah, I mean it's just the one, and now we're like half the points. So like.
So a hit die plus one. Plus
just one singular.
Con score
Uno.
time level.
Take a point. Yeah, you could have picked an Oum, in which case you're physically incompetent, but you do heal yourself.
Yeah, there's a little push and pull there, right? But it's okay. It's okay, because you still have more hit points than more than half the party.
You probably have more hit points messed up right now than listener has maximum, yeah.
Yeah, but I need the rest of them back.
You need the rest back too, yeah.
The other half of them are my favorite.
Just wait. If you guys stay down here long enough, you're going to start taking damage day by day rather than
No,
healing.
how about let's not do that? I tear a hole in reality and let's go home now.
Sorry, I did not mean for that laughter to sound evil. I really didn't. This is great, though. We're developing a whole new realm for the world because you guys decided to jump through the portal. This is great. It's terrifying, but it's great. I imagine in the future this is probably not someplace you want to come back to anytime soon.
So now that we've rested, can we like discuss approaching the spooky guy over there again,
or
do we
any
wanna-
alternate plans that you may want to try and make? You're welcome to.
Yeah, sure. Give me the other half of my hit points back so that he can't insta-give me again.
Yeah, we don't need another come at me bro situation, okay?
Yeah, clearly. I need the other half of my hit points so that I have a chance at a come at me, bro.
So you know how that didn't go well last time?
Uh-huh.
You're gonna
It can't
die.
go bad again. We're already dead.
As we may have a plan of attack, one that is available to us apart from providing you with another month or so to recuperate.
I don't understand.
If I can go and finish my bargaining with the bird creature, it will be the both of us on the front line. And if we concentrate our fire, we may not die instantly.
It's fine. It's fine.
No amount of negotiation or attempts to reason with this being has gone our way. So
What? You can't negotiate with these creatures. You have to dominate them.
Oh, not that bird creature. The other one with the swords.
yeah, I don't see that going our way at all. But I'm willing to give it a shot. I guess I don't.
From my conversation with it, in life it was a mercenary. Why not in death?
I mean, I don't know. Why not? I don't know. We gotta get out of here.
Yes. Fascinating as it is, and as many interesting spirits as we have met, it is long, long past time to leave.
So how do we find this bird guy? Like,
Listener sort of points. He's right over there. Spirits don't travel very far.
So are we going looking for Jangle? Is that the goal here?
That's what Listener wants to do. We don't have to do that immediately if everybody else has plans.
yeah.
He just
let's
wants
go
to do
look
that
for
before
him.
the fight.
Let's go look for him now and find him and do what we need to do because we need to get out of here.
I remember about where I left him.
Yeah, the hit points I could have survived, I think, but the other things, I don't think so. Wilhelm?
Alright, might that be him there? Because this is about where I left him.
Actually,
Oh.
it is not.
Oh, who is it?
Oh God.
You don't recognize these two spirits. You
May
recognize. You can try to determine like what type of spirits they are.
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah, I'd like to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, let me provide you with a roll.
Oh, Genesis! I just saw that D4.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 16.
Yeah. Yeah.
16 to assess the spirit types.
Okay. It is a Watcher and an Echo.
Okay. Those are not huge trouble, as I recall.
They're watching you though.
They are keeping an eye out. What do they appear to have been in life?
It's hard to say. There's a strange warbling about them. It's almost like they're there but not there. They're less tangible than most of the spirits here. Let's put it that way.
Okay. I can, for a combination of spiritualist abilities and my native psychic abilities, I'm gonna try and question the Watcher up front.
Okay. You're questioning the Watcher.
Yes.
Okay. Where did that go? There it is. Okay. What are you asking?
Who are you, spirit? What life did you live?
Okay. The two of them move a little closer, kind of drifting up curiously as you start to talk.
Mm-hmm.
And this was aimed specifically at the Watcher, right?
Yes, since it was closer.
Okay. This appears to be a human, or was, as far as you can tell, now that it's kind of up close. Kind of looks in at you and kind of curiously starts looking you up and down. As a woman. And you just ask, who were you?
Yes.
Luminara.
Have you seen, perhaps, a bird man, weighed down with many weapons,
I saw
wandering
birds.
this place?
I saw many birds. I saw red birds and blue birds, yellow birds, orange birds, pink birds, white birds, brown birds.
Oh my god.
I remember them all. They were so pretty.
It is beautiful. Back on the surface.
You have friends.
Yes. I'm very fortunate in this regard.
Why are they lingering so far away?
Even now, after all these many months, the restless dead are somewhat concerning to them.
I am not restless.
No more so than others. Listener does the smallest shrug imaginable. Just like,
In slow motion.
yes. It's like when a squirrel jumps on a tree. You can see one limb move just a little bit.
Okay.
Have you seen the... Listener points in the direction of the seraphic abomination. The fellow over there.
So as you
Hint of divinity about him.
point, the echo drifts in a little closer, and you notice the echo is actually a very small man. Still, maybe human. Smaller, much smaller though. You're having just not really sure.
You don't say.
And as you point, it kind of drifts up and reaches for your finger. Not in a threatening way, just... Or the digit that you'd call a finger.
They're a phalange of some
phalange.
kind. They're basically fingers. I don't stop it. I'm kind of distracted at the moment with my gesturing towards the abomination. So yeah, he goes ahead and does that.
So he reaches up and grabs your finger and yanks on it gently a couple times. And then looks over at the other spirit and kind of shrugs.
I take a moment. I connect to the echo. Yes.
You didn't fart.
Oh.
I tilt my head at it.
It splits its face in this huge, wide, kind of silly grin.
I produce roughly the same amount of oxygen at all times. So rest assured, I did.
Howard just looks at you confused and looks back at the other spirit.
A friend of yours?
Luminara is my friend.
Very good. I've always approved of spirits attempting to build a sort of community.
Why are your friends
difficult for
back
many of
there?
them.
They should come up here.
They've had more unfortunate encounters with spirits than fortunate at this point.
So as you're talking, the smaller one kind of drifts up, floating gingerly, until it's looking over your shoulder, listener, at the rest of the group. And the rest of the group, you're kind of watching this little head poke up, and this hand comes up and kind of waves at you.
Saoirse will give a meek smile and wave back, because, this is clearly a little boy.
Oh, but it's not.
Oh, it's not?
No, it has a beard.
Well, she'll do the same.
Okay.
It is a rapscallion of some kind.
As you do, as you wave back, the little guy goes, and he looks back at the other spirit and then back at you guys, and he holds up one finger and then reaches down towards his waist as if he's digging around a pouch that's not there, looking for something. And when he comes back up, he's holding like this little tube in his hand, and he looks at you guys excitedly. And he looks at the tube. He looks at you guys excitedly. And he looks back at his friend. And he looks at listener with a big grin. Looks back at you guys. Looks at the tube. He goes, and then pulls on the tube, and this big shot of confetti shoots up in the air. Just little spectral fragments begin to rain down across all of you. And he kind of giggles and does a couple backflips through the air and settles down next to his friend.
Get back over here.
Listener applauds very slowly.
Come on.
Like, we're not even talking golf claps. We're talking the slow clap start when everybody's supposed to lead into applause, but it just doesn't get any faster. That's as fast as he goes.
Where are you going?
Very fine work. Very fine work.
Genesis, are you asking the spirit that?
Nah, that's Az.
Yes, because he's creeping off again. Come on. Get back.
Saoirse will sort of giggle a little bit.
Come on.
Yeah, let him creep off. It's fine.
I don't know how we're going to get out of here either, but I do know that creeping off by ourselves is not the answer.
Well, to the both of you, my friends and I are going to go fight the gentleman in the doorway. I gesture towards the gentleman in the doorway.
Oh, he's not gonna like that at all.
He didn't like it the first time either, I'm afraid, but we've little choice.
Well, you're here. He can't hurt you.
Oh, he can hurt us substantially.
This place can hurt us even more.
What? That's just silly. Meanwhile,
If you'd
there's-
care to watch, I'd advise doing it from slightly further away.
Meanwhile, there's another spirit kind of drifting up towards.
There's
the
just a
wall.
little guy.
It's a half of a person by the look of it.
Yeah, Saoirse's just going to move.
Well, it has been a delightful conversation. You're welcome to keep an eye on us. I'm sure we'll be very entertaining. But I must go in search of a birdman to fight another birdman.
Birdman.
Yes.
Birdman. I suppose I could maybe do this. And as you do that, you see his form shift and shimmer. And he turns into this caricature of a bird.
That's a fabulous trick. How did you do that?
The other spirits kind of, yay!
I must say, you're one of the livelier spirits I've ever met.
Livelier spirits. You hear that, Lumi? He called me lively. And they both kind of chuckle. I don't think you should go.
Well, I don't think I should stay either.
There's very little choice in the matter.
Ah, observe. If we can simply press our way past him, again gesturing towards the guy, I think we can do just about anything.
So, Luminara kind of looks a little troubled as you say that. And the little guy actually looks a little peeved at you. He says, no, you don't understand. Nobody leaves here. You're here with us. We have all the time in the world. And I have so many things I want to show you. Do you know how long it's been since I had a captive audience?
My small friend, I have a greater respect for your powers than you might believe. I know full well any spirit truly in possession of its faculties and still capable of some of the feats it had in life is not to be trifled with.
I'm not a truffle.
But this is my domain just as much as yours. My friends and I have a mission, and we must see it through.
Why are you here?
Because of my damnable curiosity.
Me too.
I did feel we were something of kindred spirits in this matter.
I signed a bad bargain.
I touched something I should not have.
I've done that before. Many times.
Yes, unfortunately, my friends are very good friends indeed, and wound up following me in the attempt to save me.
Well, that's great. Look. And he kind of points off the ledge to where the floor drops off and it has that strange kind of glow to it.
Hmm.
Why don't you come with us down there? And we'll put on a show for you.
I look back at Az, who probably could stand a little more recuperation. Allow me to extend the offer to my companions. I turn back to the party. I've met a strange little man.
We saw your strange little man, listener.
Now, he does seem to be a little bit silly. However, everything got shiny. 2 listeners.
As you're talking, he actually shifts again, and he looks exactly like Listener, and he's mirroring your movements.
It's very good. I point at him, assuming he points back at me.
Oh, yeah.
Which would be funny.
Corsican brothers.
He is a little silly, but any spirit that is capable of this after death is actually very powerful. I don't know if he's helpful or not, but very powerful. He has invited us for a show. If we still wish to recuperate, and if we do not wish to anger him, thus causing more trouble for ourselves, we may see exactly what he has on offer.
We didn't rest earlier when Saoirse and I were talking.
Oh,
We did.
Yeah,
Az
so-
still seems a little out of sorts.
He did scorch his hands. He is still partially deaf. He is still has a freshly, healed hole in his head.
We have to
and
look
my,
at this
and my right hand is
pragmatically.
broken.
And his right hand is broken. Az has been through the ringer.
We have to look at this pragmatically. What's going to happen if we take another long rest?
Oh, I'm not suggesting a long rest.
1 point.
No, he's suggesting not getting into an altercation.
Yes. And listener doesn't think in terms of short and long rests. He just looks at Az and says, he seems a bit roughed up. He could maybe stand to have a little lie down and take in a show while we get ready for this big fight. I also still need to look around for Jangles, who hasn't turned up yet and may as well be over there as anywhere.
So, while Az watches this thing put on a show, you're gonna go look for this over there.
No, we're going to the same place.
So we're all gonna have to collectively sit here and watch this show, which may or may not assist us in getting the hell out of here before you go and look around for the chance of finding this bird that may have a sword before we go to get the hell out of here.
Oh no, I have the sword. I have to give him the sword.
For him to do what? Is he gonna help us?
Well, yes.
Hopefully.
Okay, so we should focus on the things that will help us, not on things that are, oh, look at what I can do. If it's not gonna fight us and we don't need to kill it, we need to focus.
So, this whole conversation is happening mentally, right?
As with most conversations with listener, yeah.
So, the other listener steps up and kind of looks at you, and then looks at Wilhelm, and looks at Saoirse, and looks at Genesis, and looks back at the other two. And then you see this mouth kind of split open where it would be. And it speaks and says, "Are you going to discuss it with them or not?"
I look back at the
That's kind
the
of a
funny
weird
spirit.
scene.
You may have noticed not a lot of sound comes out when I speak.
I am many things, but chief among them is sick of this place. And I
You
really just want to
raise-
figure out what it is we need to do to get out of here instead of going on 15 different side channels to do 15 different things that don't help us with the directive.
You raise very persuasive points, Genesis.
I'm ready
Let
to
me see if I
now.
can divert him long enough for us to find Jangle, if possible.
And as this is happening, by the way, Genesis, this mangled half person here is kind of slowly drifting closer to you. They're looking at you with this one eye, like half their face is missing. The other half is just kind of torn up and milky-eyed, with one arm, and you see it kind of half-assed, just reaching for you every now and then pulling its hand back and then reaching. It looks like it wants to either get your attention or maybe come in for a snuggle.
Do I recognize this eye at all?
No.
No?
No.
I don't recognize the clothes or anything.
No, it's just a barely half-formed person by the look of it.
Yes?
No. Just a barely half-formed person.
I look at it and I'm like, yes? Is the hand reaching for my arm, or is it just...
It looks like he's trying to hold your hand, but he's too nervous to actually make the connection.
We've studied these before, right? Wisps aren't danger, right?
No, they're not dangerous.
So he's gonna get bored looking at listener. He's gonna switch back to his other form.
My point is, we need to get out of here.
Yes.
There are many distractions that would lead to us not getting out of here, but it would be great if we could pay attention and just do the thing we need to do and get out of here.
The wisp contender goes,
Okay, I'll grab the wisp's hand, but I'm still making my point. We need to get out of here.
he grabbed the wisp's hand.
I don't know if this thing's gonna kill me, but guess what? I don't know if the echo is gonna kill me. I don't know if whatever that is gonna kill me. I don't know whatever that is gonna kill me. I have no idea. We've been here too long, man.
So you grab the wisp's hand, and it twists as it grabs your hand, and wraps itself around your arm and snuggles up into you.
If this is another mushroom person.
Poor Genesis. She's like, I trust nothing.
Get me out of here. I don't think you understand how much I don't want to be here. Like,
Can I, like, reach over and use a spiritualist point to brush the wisp off?
Yeah, you can.
It's like, no, come on. Shoot.
it's not like physically impeding my movement, is it?
No.
No, but it was about to start an empathic feedback. They do that.
Oh my god, he's moving again. Hello?
Okay.
How long? How long will we be able to keep track of him if every time we turn our heads, this guy's running around? Hello?
So yeah, the wisp dejectedly drifts away.
I'm sorry. We gotta get out of here.
Excuse me, my friends are very adamant. We must enter combat very soon. So I'm going to go off in search of a bird, and then another bird. And should we survive and remain?
But you can't leave.
We will determine this by experiment.
What do you mean?
Observe my finest trick. And we start walking off towards the seraphic abomination.
So as you begin to walk away, the little guy screams in this high-pitched voice, one that kind of grates on you. He says, "If you leave, I'll kill all of you while you sleep."
Tirsha's eyes go wide. This little guy is not so cute anymore.
I think you might find that to be a contradiction. If we leave, you can't. It's only if we stay you can do that.
Oh, I'll find you.
I would actually be very impressed by this.
Prepare to be impressed. Come on, Lumi. Let's go.
What if we leave and you find us and we watch your show?
They fade out of existence, glaring at listener.
Yeah, we can't please everybody.
Yes.
Let's get out of here.
You make enemies amongst the spirits sometimes. Most of them forget, although I have my doubts in this case.
Oh yeah, we've made some enemies. Like the wall over there, like the floor. Yeah, everything in this place hates us. We get it. We get it.
So, you guys are setting off back towards Danger's throat, which I love. But before we get too much deeper, it is 12:08.
Yeah.
We can carry on a little longer if you want to, but before we get into anything too hairy, do you want to call it here?
We should probably call it. Can I make one roll to just like put out a wide sensor stretch to see if Jangle is hanging out? I really want to channel a level 14 champion fighter for this one.
Well, you could always bring him in.
I gotta locate him for that usually. The text of my ability, I think, is a spirit that you can sense.
Yeah. So, you do. So, you sense a spirit over here, if you can see where I'm pinging.
Yes.
And you sense a presence over here.
Okay.
As well as, of course, the Wisp, the Watcher and Echo you were just talking about, and the huge presence of the Abomination, not terribly far away.
Of that boy. He's up there doing his thing.
But yeah, that's what you pull.
We'll use that information next time.
I can't lock onto Jangle, I'm assuming.
Not specifically, that you're not sure if one of those is him. There's a chance. Just not sure.
One of those is a malevolent.
Possibly.
You realize we can see the names of all the enemies now.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly in character.
In character, possibly.
Confirmed.
Listener
confirmed out of character,
can
we see it
determine
out of
these
character,
things.
but, like,
Yeah.
Yeah, out of character we see everything.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm trusting you guys not to metagame.
Yep.
But we'll call it here. I hope the new changes are fun. The auras and the emoji bubbles. I hope
The emoji bubbles are very fun.
They're kind of cool.
Good. I'm glad you guys like those. I'll probably add these same things onto Sigil as well. So I think they're good additions. I hope tonight was entertaining. Not too crazy. I know it was tense for a few moments there, but I feel like we have definitely moved some story along for both campaigns.
Done some things.
Yeah, Saoirse met Bren.
Yeah. I've been kind of plotting something like this for a while, so this was a good opportunity to push that forward.
Yeah, when Saoirse nearly became a somnambulist.
Well, you did make those rolls. You impressed the spirit of the somnambulist enough it was willing to transfer its status.
Shit. Oh, man.
So yeah, rolling good was actually kind of a bad thing in that one particular instance. But you made it. Nobody died.
I didn't have to roll up Catalana. Yet.
Nobody died. That's yet. Hopefully nobody dies. I would love it if you guys make it through the campaign.
Yeah, because I've got plans for Saoirse after the campaign.
You never know. Those dice could be fickle. But all of you guys out there in Twitch land and YouTube land and whatever else, of course, once again, Wednesday we will be back with The Weird West Out of the Abyss. Thursday we will be back with Star Trek The Next Generation, run by Chance. Of course, Weird West run by Billy Zed. And then next Saturday we're back to Sigil Confidential, where we may see the other end of tonight's story happen. We will see. It's pretty tense there right now too, where we left off.
Yes, definitely tune into Sigil because, that promises to be a real interesting session.
Indeed.
Very high stakes.
Indeed, very high stakes. We're going to get to see two people really striving to bring it together for the sake of the party. I'm fascinated to see where it goes. But
Same.
be sure to join us on Discord. We've got new games coming out all the time. Next month is already in the works, in the planning. It may already be filled as far as the roster goes. In fact, that one looked like it was going to be very popular. Zombie apocalypse type setting scenario run by Billy Zed. We've got plans for more coming up, including a charity stream that's going to be an all-day, 12-hour thing with all four of us game masters here at Neon Lich Studios, running separate games back-to-back to raise money for a very worthy cause. So be sure to keep a lookout for that. It's going to be a good time. And then beyond that, man, we'll see you soon. I'm going to try a raid, but I'm going to go to the ending screen first, so stay in there. I think I'm going to hit my friend Bandio up. Looks like he's doing some Baldur's Gate.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.